Hi Virgo, happy early birthday to those of you who celebrate in August, and welcome to your August 2020 Astrology 33 love reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you interested in booking a personal reading with me, just check out the description of the video for more details there. As far as what's in front of us, this is what I call the Bridging the Gap spread, and the way it works is the cards on the left side represent your energy toward the connection with your main love interest. Cards on the right side represent their energy toward the connection. These are the past energies, present energies, future energies. Once we get through all those, we actually pull some oracle cards for some additional insight. That's where the bridging the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Tarot of Sexual Magic. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so while I'm going to refer to the cards on the left as your energy, if you feel more like the cards on the right represent your energy and the cards on the left represent the other person, definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, past energy on your side, we have the Seven of Coins. So this is the Seven of Pentacles, and this is actually Taurus energy. Now, what comes to mind with this is I feel like maybe you didn't take this person too seriously in the past. The reason I say that is because it looks like there's a age difference between the two of you, and maybe that's just as simple as that too. That could be the dynamic where there might be a significant age gap between the two of you. But other than that, I feel like you might have been, for whatever reason, you might have been reluctant to take them seriously in the past. Maybe you felt like you were further ahead than they were for whatever reason, possibly financially, maybe in their career, whatever the case. That's one seeing there. It looks like you might have just felt like they weren't quite on your level. In the past energy on their side, we have the Knave of Swords. So this is the Page of Swords. So in a way, it almost looks like the energy was mutual in that regard, as far as they might have been intimidated by you. So maybe that's what it was. So maybe there was a certain level of shyness from them. So maybe because of that, you might have been reluctant to take them seriously just because they weren't able to express themselves quite the way that they wanted to. That wouldn't surprise me if that took place for you guys, maybe during the Venus retrograde, but possibly during the Mercury retrograde that we had recently as well. So it could have just been as simple as some communication missteps, and maybe you just took that as a sign to dismiss this person in the past. Alright, in the present energy on your side, we have the Prince of Arrows. So this is the equivalent of the Knight of Swords, which is Gemini energy. Looks like for whatever reason that your stance might be changing on them, and I actually see that for most of you, you actually will be communicating to this person. It could be as simple as one of those things where maybe you were hoping for them to be the aggressor in the past, and maybe that now that you've seen that hasn't been the case, you're starting to take that upon yourself to come forward in some way. We do see the card in this particular deck does say Cupid as well, so I do feel like for a lot of you this will be around the love offer. Venus will be wrapping up its transit through your 10th house too, which represents social status to an extent, so this could just be, making you a bit more goal driven in that area as well, so that could be what's taking place there. And present energy on their side, we have the King of Pentacles. So if this is actually representing their energy, it could be showing that could be why you might have changed your stance toward them. Maybe now you actually see them in more of the King of Pentacles role, whereas before you saw them as the Knave of Swords. So like I said, it could have just been as simple as miscommunication between the two of you, possibly because of the retrogrades. And now with all that clearing up, the shadow period's coming to an end, you might be seeing them a bit more clearly now, and now you actually, because of that, you might be like, oh, okay, maybe I underestimated this person, so you could be actually trying to get some communication off the ground with this person. Now on the flip side, if they're represented by the feminine energy in this card here, it could just be saying again that they still might be a bit intimidated by you. So, even if for whatever reason you might have written them off in the past because there could have been some miscommunication, maybe again now this is actually going to be you coming forward and they're still a bit intimidated for whatever reason. But for the majority of you, I feel like it's more like you're seeing them a bit more clearly now, and because of that, you're actually a bit more interested. Alright, future energy on your side, we have love. So this is actually the equivalent of the Lover's card in traditional tarot. So again, we see some Gemini energy here. So definitely some 10th house stuff where, like I said, we often tend to think career with that, but it's also social status as well. So this could definitely point to actually establishing a commitment between the two of you, and a lot of communication around that as well. You know, in the future, I think around maybe a few days before we officially enter Virgo season, I think Mercury will actually arrive in your sign too. So that could be another thing that actually makes you a bit more communicative and actually more interesting in getting things off the ground. And obviously, there's a ton of energy going on in your fifth house as well. And just the energy of Leo season as well might spark these things for you guys. And you have Mars in the eighth house. So there's plenty of things that could point to why your energy and your mind might shift toward romantic type things. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing there in the future. And the future energy on their side is Three of Pentacles, which, speaking of your fifth house, that's Capricorn energy there, and Six of Wands, which is Leo energy, which is the natural fifth house. So these are both pretty positive energies here. The Three of Pentacles to me shows that willingness to actually build something stable in the connection, and then to me the Six of Wands there speaks more to the passion. Like I said, you guys have that extended stay of Mars in your eighth house, so that could definitely lend itself to that energy as well. That's what I'm seeing there. It looks like you guys bet pretty much. It does look like the interest starts to become mutual. Like I said in the past, I feel like if anything, they might have been interested but a bit intimidated. So it looks like you might have written them off. Looks like in the present, you might be seeing them a bit more clearly now, and your interest might actually be reignited due to that. And it looks like in the future, you guys will mutually come together. So that's what I'm seeing there. Bottom of the deck on your side, we have the King of Cups. So this is actually Scorpio energy, and I was talking about how, like I was saying, we have Mars moving through your eighth house for the rest of the year. So that makes me think of the Scorpio energy there. But also for you guys, Scorpio is your third house communication. And if we look at the body language, he has his back turned to the cards on that side. So could just be saying that for whatever reason you might have been holding back your feelings toward this person for a while. Like I said, maybe you just weren't sure about them. You're like, okay, I don't know if I could really see long-term potential with this person, right? Maybe this is even saying the communication between the two of you was fine, but it might have just been more surface level to where you didn't necessarily see the potential to build something with this person. But looks like that could be shifting for you guys. So that's what I'm seeing there. And then the bottom of the deck on their side is the Five of Swords. Now, normally this would be a bit of a red flag in a traditional tarot just because of the way that artwork is, but in this particular deck, the meaning for it leans more towards actually taking a risk, and as we could see in the artwork, it doesn't look like there is any animosity between the two of them, so I don't necessarily view that as a negative thing in this case. Could just be saying, again, like I was saying, for those of them where, especially if they're the ones who might have come off a bit shy to you and maybe not communicating too clearly, it looks like they could be coming out of that energy this month, especially because beneath that, we see the Queen of Wands, which is definitely a more outgoing energy. It's Aries energy, which, like we said, that's your eighth house. So a lot of eighth house indicators in this reading too, which looks like a positive. So we'll see what the Oracle cards add to the mix. First, we'll see if we get anything from the Mystic Moon Oracle deck here. I did pre-shuffle this deck, and what I'm going to be looking for is just some jumpers. So first, I'll be looking for unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. And if I shuffle for a while and nothing comes up, I'll just move on to the next Oracle deck, since it's just a general reading, but we'll see if we get anything. Okay, almost at one there. I'll give it a few more shuffles. If nothing comes up, I'll see if there's any from them to you. Alright, yeah, so nothing there. So next we'll see if we have any unspoken messages from them to you. actually got one there. So let's see what we have. Okay, well, yeah, fitting. It says I can't seem to find the right words to say to you. So yeah, like that pretty much affirms what I was feeling there, where there could be some shyness on their side for whatever reason, and like I said, maybe there's a little bit of difficulty with the communication. Now, it does look like they will be coming out of that, especially with the energies we see in the future position. So, like I said, it really could have just been as simple as they might have tripped up on their words a bit during the Mercury retrograde or something like that. It doesn't have to be anything too big, but yeah, that's what I see there. And next, we'll see if we get anything from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. So, same situation. I did pre-shuffle this deck, and here we're just looking for one card, though, with general advice, and we'll wrap up. Alright, I'll give it a few more shuffles, and if nothing comes up, worst case, we will pull a random card, because I do like to wrap up with one of these cards at least. Alright, so let me put the deck down, and we'll just pull a card, so give me a second. Alright, we'll go here. Alright, we have Peace. There's the artwork, and the number is 23. Okay, it says freedom from attachment, radical acceptance. The Oracle's message. It doesn't get any better than this. A quiet mind, a heart fulfilled, freedom from want, and the soul's satisfaction. The way to peace is through radical acceptance. Everything in your world is exactly as it should be. Harmony is beautiful. Enjoy it. So, definitely an interesting message there, and maybe that's, I mean, we could definitely see the harmonious energies between the two of you, at least in the present and especially in the future. So hopefully that resonated. And then the relationship message says when two people are in true alignment with one another, they have an innate harmony between them. They are as two perfectly tuned instruments playing together. Sometimes it's impossible to tell who is who. Peace is yours and it is to be savored. So definitely another positive message there. And like I said, it looks like for whatever reason there might have been a bit of miscommunication or maybe not seeing the situation clearly in the past. It looks like you guys will be moving forward from that, and obviously in the future position looks pretty positive as well. So overall, pretty good reading. I hope it resonated with you guys. Once again, happy early birthday to those of you celebrating August. I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.